Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome in the renewed Polestar 2. Polestar has given this car a major technical update, and in this video I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the 2024 Polestar 2. So it's been 3 years since Polestar has introduced the Polestar 2 here in Europe back in 2020. It was actually a pretty exciting car at the time because it was pretty much the only and first competitor for the Tesla Model 3 that was introduced in 2019 here in Europe. Now it's been 3 years and there are way more competitors for the Polestar 2. You got the BMW i4, the Mercedes-Benz EQE, and of course you got the Chinese competition with the NIO ET5 and the BYD Seal that is soon to be released here in Europe. And because of all the new competition, the Polestar 2 felt a little bit outdated. However, now they're giving this car a major technical update and the car doesn't feel outdated anymore. There's a new big battery available for the Polestar 2 that has a capacity of 82 kilowatt hours. And the previous big battery only had a capacity of 78 kilowatt hours, so it only differs 4 kilowatt hours compared to the outgoing model. However, the car has become way more efficient and the battery technology has improved as well. So now the car has a range of 655 kilometers. But when I first drove the Polestar 2 back in 2020, the car only had 470 kilometers of range with almost the same battery pack. So you can really tell that the battery technology and EV technology as a whole has improved a lot the past couple of years. Now you can still get the small battery, which is not really that small. It has a capacity of 69 kilowatt hours, so almost 70 kilowatt hours, giving this car a new range of 535 kilometers. So that's also pretty good considering it's the small battery pack. Charging has also improved. If you go for the big battery pack, charging has improved from 150 kilowatts up to 205 kilowatts, which is pretty fast. And now this car is on par with the BMW i4. It's not as fast as a Model 3. A Model 3 can fast charge a little bit faster than this car. If you go for the small battery pack on the Polestar 2, you can fast charge up to 135 kilowatt. Now the car I'm driving right now is the single motor long range version. So this car has a big battery pack, a single motor, 655 kilometers of range and 205 kilowatts of charging power. Now this version has a new electric motor that is not only more efficient, it's also more powerful. It now produces 299 horsepower, which is in and about 30 horsepower more than the previous long range single motor version had. The car will do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour or 0 to 62 miles an hour in 6.2 seconds, so it is pretty fast. You can still get a way more powerful version with dual motors and over 400 horsepower that will do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in about 4 seconds. What has also changed is the location of the single motor, because in the previous version of the Polestar 2, the single motor version would have a single motor on the front axle, making it a front-wheel driven car. However, they changed the location to the back. Now the Polestar 2 is a rear-wheel driven car, which makes this car a lot more fun to drive, but also a more comfortable car to drive. Now obviously it is more fun because rear-wheel driven cars are more fun to drive, especially if it's a little bit damp. But a front-wheel driven electric car is just not that comfortable because you got all the power and all the instant torque on the front wheels, and you can really notice that on the steering, which becomes a little bit more unstable. Now that the motor is located in the back, the steering is way more comfortable, way more calm, and the car is just way more comfortable to drive. Now on the interior and the exterior, they really haven't changed anything. The interior is pretty much identical and the exterior as well. You can get some new wheels. This particular version has the new wheels and the grille has been removed. On the outgoing model, you had this blocky design in the grille, which obviously is not a real grille on an electric car, but it did look like a grille. And they removed that. Now you get just a single slab of plastic on the front, which I think looks a little bit dull. I preferred the outgoing model on the exterior, but that's just my own personal taste. Now here in the interior, everything is pretty much identical. You still get the big infotainment system here in a center that runs Android Automotive. It's still a pretty fast infotainment system. I don't think they changed anything on it, but because the infotainment system was really fast when it came out, it still is on par with infotainment systems from the competition. Now the system runs, like I said, Android Automotive, which is a Google-based system. So you get a lot of Google apps on this car, like Google Maps and Google Assistant. Now price-wise, the Polestar 2 is still not the cheapest car you can buy. For example, the Tesla Model 3 is a lot cheaper than this car, obviously depending on where you live, but I'm pretty sure on every market in Europe, the Model 3 is a lot cheaper than this car. For example, here in the Netherlands, the Tesla Model 3 is around 8,000 euros cheaper compared to the base level version of the Polestar 2, which is a lot of money if you consider that the Tesla Model 3 is not a worse car than the Polestar 2. I think they're pretty much identical on a lot of levels. I think the Tesla Model 3 is not better than the Polestar 2, but it is certainly not worse. Again, I think they're pretty much identical. I do think the interior here in the Polestar is a little bit more upscale compared to the Model 3, even compared to the renewed version of the Model 3. However, if you compare this car to the BMW i4, I prefer the BMW i4 on a lot of levels, driving wise and also in the interior. However, the BMW i4 is more expensive than this Polestar 2. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this in the future, hit that subscribe button, and then I'll see you in the next one.